Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Parkville Network.
Well, alright.
Okay, so text us 402-403-9478. Email, it's hey, which we never say email.
No.
Hey at patandjt.com. There's like 8 people that email us, but you know what? We appreciate
never
them.
tell them.
Because we never do it. It's like on our website, and that's about it. Hey,
I know.
H-E-Y.
I know. All right, so we've got a return visitor. No, wait, have both of you been here before?
We have.
You have, right? Yeah, you both have.
I remembered, just so you know. You got it.
Always leaving that impression.
Right?
That's right.
Oh, there he is.
making-
Anytime
right.
if he gets to honk his horn, he is honking.
That's right.
Trust me.
Ask my wife. I honk my horn all the time.
Yeah, it's like he's on thin ice. Anyway, so with Parkville Media, we have some podcasters that we are really excited to be producing their podcasts. And one of them is your second season. And so we have the hosts of the show here with us, which Susan and with Cynthia. And if you've heard their show before, you know it's a lot of fun. It's very informative. You guys have been doing a great job.
Thank you.
It's been fun. It has been fun. I've learned a lot.
Right?
I've learned a lot.
Really, it's just the education of Pat.
Yes.
That's what we should have named it.
The education of Pat.
education.
Right. Like I highly encourage any like 40s-ish, 35, late 35,
Right,
40,
yeah.
whatever guy to listen to your podcast and just be around
It's true.
post-menopausal in the
nobody has
the
to know.
throes of menopause. No,
Right, you can
because you
listen to
learn
it.
so much.
Yeah.
It's like honestly like a secret weapon.
It's not like at home, you know, when you accidentally left the DVD in the player, you know,
Right.
or one of those things, you know,
At the money spot.
Right,
like
right,
why is it
yeah.
paused right there?
Why
This is
did
a
it stop
podcast.
here?
Right. That's so weird. It's always stopped right there.
That's where it should have ended.
That's where it-
Why
yep.
go on? Why go on?
There's more?
Because usually you're crying at that point, so ashamed of yourself. So you just hit stop, eject,
Or something else happened.
or whatever.
Or something else
Yeah.
happens. But yeah, this is something that would be great for men to listen to.
Especially when they complain that they don't get women. They don't understand women.
Right. This is the playbook right here.
Yeah. The answers are all
Right?
on your second
Well, fair enough.
season.
Two guys' points though. Like it's hard, even if you do have the playbook of your second season podcast, you guys still are hard to figure out.
But
just in
girl,
general.
let's tell you, to be honest, I think we're just as confused. I mean, about a lot of the stuff that's going on. You know what I mean? It's like,
If you guys are confused about yourselves,
Right?
we're even more confused about not ourselves.
I kind of get it. I
Well,
mean,
especially when you hit midlife. I think
Right?
that's like chaos.
midlife is like
And that-
throwing it all in the air. Yeah, turning it upside down.
It is. So let's go back to the beginning because I know we've talked about this a little bit, but let's talk about your podcast. You've got an event coming up. How did the whole podcast came about? And I know we did this, but it's been a while since we talked to you guys. How it all started and how has it evolved from what you thought it was going to be a year ago?
Well, it's interesting because we had our first annual summit last year. And basically it was an event catered to and designed specifically for women 40 plus. And it had to do, we would bring menopause specialists in. I'm like, Pat.
Pat just
Susan's
raised
microphone. It's like she's a rookie in here. She's been here for 8 months.
He just raised the stand on her, and she
Apparently
just
he
sat up really straight.
Right,
It's like
exactly.
he's trying to get the microphone right in front of
Right.
your mouth, and she just
Apparently
keeps
he
going.
didn't like my posture.
It's like I got new people in here. It's like they've been here since last April. Just talking to the microphone, Susan. It's okay.
Oh my god. Okay, go back. I'm sorry.
Okay. So, and Cynthia has been with this whole process from the very beginning. And I don't know how the podcast came about. Did you bring it up?
I'm sure I didn't. I'm sure I did not.
I don't know how.
I think a common friend of ours, Chip Thompson, was talking to you about
in
it.
fact,
Yes.
it was Chip's fault.
Most things are Chip's
And
fault.
yes, and you guys were just kind of starting out. And so he actually is like, you should bring your second season to the podcast. You should talk. And I think I was looking into other avenues and he's like, oh my gosh, you have to talk to Pat and Jill. And I just grew up with you guys. So I was just.
Yeah, it was you. I think were like one of our very first.
Yeah, you and Van Dieb were our two
you
first.
and Van, yeah, definitely.
Yes.
And I remember the first time because we didn't meet you right away,
No, I was
Right?
kept in the dark.
In the dark, yeah.
and so
I hadn't
Cynthia,
sold her yet. Right? I hadn't put my charm on her.
And when we first started talking about this podcast, anybody that's thinking about a podcast, when we first started talking about this, Susan was not intending to be on the podcast.
No, actually, you're right. I was not. In fact, I think I was trying to recruit you, and I think I was going to talk to Cynthia. And then
And we said no.
you're the one. That's
It's,
right.
so it's her fault. Yeah. She's like, no, you have to do
No.
this. You
Since
can't
I
do
didn't
this.
even know this.
This
I
is
didn't
her.
even know this.
I said, this is your passion. Listen to you talk about this. I mean, she was talking about why she wanted to do it. It was, she'd been looking for information. Things had been happening in her life. She's, aging parents, kids growing up and moving out, boyfriends, relationships, bodies going crazy. What is going on? And I can't find anything anywhere that's just in layman's terms. That's not clinical and stuffy. And it's,
And hard to read,
and
like
hard
a
to
research
read.
study.
Right.
Or,
Yes. And no
That's
place
right.
where people were just, and I'm listening, we were sitting there listening to
Jill
you
brought
talk
me here.
and we were just like, and then she's like, but I can't do the podcast.
And I was shocked when she said that. I'm like, you
Huh?
gotta be kidding me, really?
Yeah, I was
You're
like, no.
natural.
I'm like,
This
no,
is-
I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
You are.
It was, and then I remember the very first episode you guys did. And you were sitting there, and I remember it was in our old studio. We're in there, and Pat was sitting at his desk, and I was leaning on the windowsill, and you were sitting there and just getting ready to go, and you're like, I don't know what to say. And I said, okay, how about this?
That's right.
Hi,
Hello, I'm Susan.
I'm Susan, and this is my best bud, Cynthia, and this is your second season. I was
And I have hot flashes.
And I am smoking hot for real. And you're like, okay. And so you did, and then it just flowed. And it was awesome.
And it hasn't stopped.
No, and now she'll
Stop
come in here and sit down and look at me and go, okay, are you ready? Let's go. Like she has this, even today, she's like, you ready?
snaps.
Like she snaps. Like, okay, I'm ready, almost ready. Let's go.
She's ready to rock, ready to go. Cut, edit
Right,
that.
let's go.
Yeah, okay.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It seems ages to go. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's interesting because actually my boyfriend and I were talking about where second season has come from. And literally, I feel like I've been a part of this for like 10 years and it's only been a year and a half. And so much has grown.
Look what you've done in a year and a half, though. You've done it so much.
You had your event. Okay, that first event. Why did that happen?
Well, that's kind of like my gifts. It's like I just kind of know how to coordinate things, and it's not. I mean, it's an effort, but it's just easy for me. So it never seemed like it. I'm like, I might as well just go with something that I know how to do. Let's bring experts and women, and it's because women they don't want to feel alone. And so this is just a great way to say I'm not alone, and here's some advice, and let's help you get through this. And it was really well received. And I mean, I had somebody come up to me and they're like, pinky swear to me you'll come back next year. You have to pinky swear to me. And that still just vibrates into my thoughts. But so now we're actually coming back again. And I mean, it's still one day. It could easily be a 2-day.
So many experts and so much information to
And it's just
to
not
get
getting
out
and
to
it's
people.
not getting out. And that's the issue. And so
Do your
that's why I want-
speakers like the format? I mean, do they get to do this in other places? Very similar. Is anybody else doing something like this?
no, not that I'm aware of.
I mean, not here, not locally or regionally for sure. There's some on the coast, but nothing to this extent that is so comprehensive.
Which
that
is
really,
crazy that there's not, right?
right?
I mean,
Well,
good for you guys that there's not,
Well,
but
so if you kind of look at it, your second season is like the middleman. So I'm not tied to healthcare. I'm not tied to empowerment. So if I have a menopause specialist, from XYZ hospital, it's not about that hospital, So it's not. So people are like, oh, it's another health fair or whatever. We have health issues, but we also have empowerment issues, motivational speakers. We serve wine. We've got cocktails called the Hot Flash and the Wisdom, I mean, so it's fun and there's music to it.
I think that's the key more than anything is bringing the humor, injecting humor is because people are scared and nobody wants to look stupid.
Nobody does.
And adding humor to it really knocks down some walls. Because they realize, I'm not the only one that thought that.
Yeah. And oftentimes on some of the topics, they're taboo. Like people don't talk about this stuff typically. And so if you have somebody brave enough like Susan to throw it out there and get the conversation started, others will jump in.
Yeah.
And then they'll
That's
ask
true.
the questions that they really want answered.
that's something I've learned, not from just you guys, but just in general, that if you have a question that pops up in your head about anything, usually other people have thought of it too. So you're not going to raise your hand and people are going to think you're a freak.
Yeah.
Right.
And especially with this, like
like
everybody experience, not one person, I don't think anyway, and then not one woman anyway, doesn't experience this on some level.
But
Something.
Right.
it's true, but I think
I've
that
learned
they're on
that.
the other side though. You're thinking, did I miss
to
a
go, Pat.
chapter?
Thanks.
You're just like, maybe
No,
I
it
didn't.
was never
maybe I
taught.
missed this chapter because
No.
I feel like I never heard this before. And it's funny because everybody puts on their smart face. Like, oh yeah,
They have a mask.
Yeah,
They have that mask.
And then the minute somebody brings up something and they break that again, the humor, and it's like, oh my God, I did too. Everybody takes the mask off because they're not afraid anymore.
Or they've conceptualized something that's completely wrong. Like, they're in
That's a big
menopause.
deal.
Something has happened to them, whether it's a night sweat or they can't sleep anymore or they can't remember anything. I've got Alzheimer's. It must be Alzheimer's. This is the end. I'm going to die.
I'm dying.
This is it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Several
It's over.
women.
Yes.
So like hair loss is a big deal. And so I
Yes.
just put something in the community and this woman is like, thank you. She goes, I thought I was like, had some serious illness because of my hair loss. And now I realize it's just part of the process.
And she wasn't going to go to the doctor because her hair looked bad. I mean, she didn't want to go out of the house. She
Well,
didn't
you've
wanna
seen
leave.
the
She felt
commercials,
bad.
and that's another thing. I really do believe that drugs being advertised on television is the worst thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
Because they don't specifically tell you the thing that it's supposed to treat sometimes.
Right.
But be sure to ask your doctor about this hell of a drug, and you're like, for what? What is? But then they'll show like. The hair loss thing, that was one, but it didn't tell why they were suffering from it. But they be sure to ask about blank drug if you're suffering from this. It's like, but why is it happening?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But,
What's
I'd like
wrong
my
with
hair back,
me?
but could we find out why I'm losing it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Do I have to take a drug?
Yeah.
I mean, and it's probably is comforting to find out that these symptoms
very
are something
comforting.
else that, oh my gosh, putting two and two together and connecting the dots.
Well, and
Yeah,
this
it's
is
nice
when
to
I was
know.
kind of going through all this, and that's what started your second season. Is I was experiencing this, and I wasn't getting any answers, and the GP wasn't telling me. And I was actually talking to this lady in California, and she had the exact same experience as I did. And I'm in Omaha; she's in California, so it's just
That's crazy.
it is crazy.
Yeah.
And so that's what your second season is about. And so one of the reasons with the summit is, so look, we've got two panels. One is going to be talking about like skin, meditation. We've got a hairstylist coming on there, like it's okay to go gray, and so
that's
just
getting that real quick. That's getting to be kind of like a thing.
it is.
And a lot of people are trying to figure out how to do it
Yes.
without it taking 8 hours in one day to do it. But
Yes.
they want to do it as quick as possible. But I don't want to cut all my hair off.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how do I do it? A friend of mine did that when
To go
she
gray,
was-
go back to
when
natural.
Manon, my friend Manon, remember I showed you, she had black hair, like just very similar to yours. And she was fighting the grays around 40, I think is when it started, late 30s. And so she was fighting it. And she says, when it got to the point where I was having to touch up like every 3 or 4 days, and she says, I finally decided that's it. But she's a model. So she had a hairstylist, and they did the process, and they did everything. And she looks stunning in gray.
Yeah.
It's
starting
she looks
to become a
younger.
thing. It is
Yeah.
starting to become a thing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And your complexion's a little bit different than it used to be.
Yes.
The same makeup doesn't work
No,
anymore.
the same makeup does not. And these are questions that women are like, I don't know where to go because there is so much out there. And so your second season kind of wants to be that middle person. It's like, so we bring experts to the table and they're qualified. I just don't bring.
But it's interesting, even though they're qualified, they may not agree. So,
Exactly.
so even as we bring information, we get, variations on,
Yeah.
on the
But
best.
that's the beauty of
treatment.
having the conversation.
Absolutely. I
'Cause
think,
it
and it
hasn't been
reinforces
happening.
that everybody's different. There's not a one size fits all solution to menopause and
No,
midlife.
there's not.
That you really have to do the work.
So there's not, and it's not, again, it's not your grandmother's menopause. It's
No,
not,
in
you
fact,
know what I mean?
Our menopause specialist, Dr. Gina, she's actually one of the keynote speaking is like, this is not your mom's menopause. And so, and we even go down sexual wellness panel. So I have a sex therapist to deal with the emotional part of it. And then I've got a menopause specialist to deal with the physical part of it, because both of those kind of go hand in hand. And that is a huge, and actually that's a very popular women. I'm
sure.
I don't get how 20 seconds a week can mess you guys up so much. I mean, 20 seconds. How's that
You're
impact?
only
And then
having
there's-
sex once a week.
That was what she pulled out of that.
Right? There you go. It's like once a week. He's like, wait, that's 20 seconds.
Okay, 40,
man.
40 seconds a week.
No,
I mean,
wait,
come
you're
on,
assuming
Cynthia.
20 seconds was one time.
Oh, that's true.
I wasn't going to say anything, but thanks for outing me on that one.
That could be 5 days a week.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, come on.
No wonder Beth's so put out.
Best
She's
30
like,
seconds of
"Jeez."
your week.
Oh my God. Oh my God. But you're right. And not everybody has all the same symptoms.
No.
And for some some are much more extreme than the others. And
And some want
Yeah.
more of a holistic approach. Some
Yeah.
don't want, they
Just
want
want a drug?
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
want a drug, so, but it's all individual based. But the biggest thing that I want your second season is like, here's the information then you kind of figure it out on what is tailored to your body and your emotional
And what
state.
you're experiencing.
Yeah, experience. And so, and back to your question about the podcast, right? So that's so funny you brought that up. So we thought that this could be a better avenue to reach more women just outside of Omaha, is to have a podcast, in which we seem to do.
Doing really
Yeah.
well.
Well, yeah.
Because you have to figure, like you, before this podcast, if you were looking for information, you'd go to the internet and you'd Google. And what came up is what came up. And now you guys come up. If somebody is Googling symptoms or conversations or anything to do with your second season, any of the topics that you have. And your topics are everything from very funny to very serious, and talking about older parents, hospce, terminal disease, and
Men's
middle
middle
life as
Yeah.
well. Because there are things, there really should be a name. It's not just the midlife crisis, you know, it's not just the Corvette. It's not just, there's
Hair
more,
plugs. Yeah.
right? There's a lot that's going on for them too. And they just kind of like pat each other on the back, like,
Right.
Let's go grab a beer.
Beth and I were talking about the other night, because I've noticed I'm not going to get too deep on this one, but like too personal.
Were you on
but I've
Bravo
noticed,
again?
But I'm on Bravo every night. But like I noticed that my leg hair, like I was pretty hairy, but like my leg hair is thinning, like it's going away. And she's like, but you wear pants more now. Like, I don't think it's just the pants. Like, it's just like the hair is just different and my skin feels different. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Is that menopause?
You're drying up.
Menopause.
You're drying
That's
up on the
menopause.
outside.
Am I? It's so sad. I'm drying up on the outside. Wow. That just brings
Women
it
have
right.
their problems, men have theirs.
We dry up on the inside. And the outside.
And the outside.
I just got to tell you that when I was in high school, we had a 3-on-3 basketball team. I had no clue what any of this meant, but our team name was the Men of Pause.
And you had no
Yeah.
idea.
I had no clue. I
Who
had no
named
idea.
it?
I did. I didn't know what it meant.
Because you were foreshadowing your future
Right.
with us.
Right. So I just thought that was
Men of
funny.
Pause.
Men of Pause. Okay. Sorry. Go.
God. Oh, wow. All right. So let's, about your event in particular, and we're going to revisit this again because we wanted to have you guys on because we want obviously it to be a success. And we know it was a success last time that it came around. So you already have a lot of good word of mouth that's out there. But if people want to get a hold of tickets, what's the best way to do it?
Well, they can go to my website, www.yoursecondseason, Y-O-U-R, second, spell it out, season.com.
Not
And-
your
okay.
2ND.
No, yeah.
Let's
no.
do that again. Your second season, your.com.
Your second season, then all spelled out.com.
Yes, and or Eventbrite.
Okay.
Eventbrite is another way you can find
Eventbrite
it.
will
So,
be
yeah.
there too. And of course on Facebook. You have
And
Facebook
in the
groups.
description of this podcast too, we'll put it down.
We'll
there,
have
too,
the
link
information in the
Yeah.
link
Just
as
scroll
well.
down or whatever.
Because
Or just call Susan at 402.
and the event is on the 27th.
It is, yes.
All right. Where are you having this?
It's at the View on State Street. Like it's 132nd and Fort, I believe. No,
I think it's
oh,
on
no,
State.
on State Street.
I
Oh
think
my
it's on
God.
Oh my
State.
gosh, it's called The View on State Street, but I think it's on 40. Oh my God, I love you, Susan.
It's in a valley, not on the top of a
And that's why
mountain.
she's having the event.
So this is what happens
What'd you talk
when you're
about, memory
middle
loss?
age
What'd you-
and you're putting on an event. You're kind of scattered.
Oh my God, that's the best ever.
Susan probably won't be at the event.
She's going to be on Ford Street.
I'll be on Fort Street.
There's a cute little bar right down there. 130. Right there. Anyway,
Oh my gosh. Help me.
but also on your podcast, you also have some sponsors on your podcast as well, and which we can mention absolutely. Which Adam and Eve is one of your sponsors, and they came to you. Did they not? I believe they did. I think they did.
Yeah, they reached out to you.
They reached out to you about advertising on your podcast.
Absolutely.
And so you have quite the little affiliate connection there. So just so people know, if you go through her podcast and you click through from there, or you use your code or whatever that is, it a code now or is it just click through?
Click through.
It's a click through that she gets credit for that, and she gets a little kickback. Doesn't cost you anything.
No.
If you order anything, but the more you order, the more money she gets too.
And that, you know,
Just
and
saying.
Adam and Eve is a store that many people may not feel super comfortable going in because of taboo or whatever.
Right.
But go. They,
Yeah.
they just explain everything. They answer your questions.
And you don't
There's
have to
no
park in the front
shame.
right off 72nd
There's a lot of great.
Street.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a tougher one. Yeah.
Right.
You know, you just go four-wheeling, mud up the license plate. Pull in. Yeah. Nobody will know.
Pull your hat down.
Right.
That's funny.
But you don't have to do that.
No.
It's okay. You can go in.
It's all right there.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's one of your sponsors. And speaking of which,
and
too,
a great discount. They give a great discount
huge
to people.
I'm just going to say huge discount. Just letting you know, check it out. Just check it out.
Mention your second season. Yeah.
Absolutely. Also for this event, you're going to have swag bags. You got giveaways.
we do, and they're valued at over $100. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You currently have a trunk full of vibrators right now. Is that not correct?
Toys.
products.
Products.
that
Sexual
vibrate.
wellness products.
So, and you have
Sexual
you
wellness
have
products.
children and a boyfriend. Do you tell them not to go in your trunk?
No,
'Cause
I'm like,
if
no,
one
why?
of your kids went in your trunk and they opened up and saw just loads of if I saw a vibrator in my mom's trunk, I would never be the same.
well, it's not used. It's all good. It's all packaged
Still,
up.
it doesn't matter.
Well, yes, I had the conversation with my boys, told them what was going on, and they just left the room.
How old are your
Good.
boys?
They should.
I have a 16 and an 18-year-old.
Oh, good Lord. Yes, they should.
Basically, that was their response.
Sure. Mom. I'm kidding. I was just thinking about
I
it.
had to warn them. I'm like, hey, just in case you see this, this is what's going on. And they're just like, good Lord, Mom.
good
and
Lord.
like walked away.
You know they're going to borrow her car and get pulled over.
Can you imagine?
And the police are going to say, let me see what's in your
Pop
trunk.
the trunk, son.
Yeah.
Pop the trunk. Yeah.
$3,000 worth of vibrators.
Please no,
are going
sir.
to
Please
jail.
no. Please no, sir. Please
Yeah.
no.
I mean, it is pretty impressive. So these
They'd rather say,
vibrate-
what's in your trunk? Cocaine. Weed.
Wait, let me look in the glove box. That's where I keep the Coke.
And a gun. The unregistered gun.
Yeah.
Stay out
Dead
of the trunk.
that is funny.
Anything but the trunk.
Anything with the vibrators.
Just cuff me. Take me in.
Don't open the trunk. Oh God.
Don't
It's
look
the
in
key.
trunk.
He doesn't have to get the beeper. Oh my God. Yeah, go push the button. Don't. Oh God. Anyway. All right. So the event. We got the event covered. What else were we going to talk about too about the event? Was there anything else that we wanted to make sure we get in there?
Yeah, sponsor for the event. Sponsors.
Oh, yeah.
Different people.
Oh yeah,
on
so
the panel.
so like precision compounding,
Yeah,
pharmacy.
pharmacy.
They've been a huge supporter of the event. I mean, in fact, they're going to be giving away 2 large supplemental gift baskets,
Nice.
valued over like between $100 and $150. So that's a big
Yeah,
deal.
and they're great experts if you're dealing with hormone issues and hair loss. All of
Yeah,
those things.
all
of that
Their
stuff.
pharmacists are so good about
Yes,
answering questions.
yes. Methodist Women's Hospital is a big supporter, and actually they're they're going to have a speaker there. They're a big supporter. They're going to be having a speaker on there talking about
Very
pelvic
nice.
wellness. And then we've got Dr. Gina Harper Harrison, who is our menopause specialist, and she's going to actually be, she's one of our keynote speakers, great supporter. And then we have,
And she's a certified menopause physician.
She is,
And
yes.
There's only
I was
There
gonna
aren't
say,
many of those,
a
are there?
handful.
That's what I was
Less than
going
a
to say. I've never even
handful
heard of that before.
in Omaha. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
okay.
pretty awesome.
and then I've got, as I said, a carload of
Truckload
vibrators.
of dildos.
Dildos.
Pat! Well, actually, it's not. It is sexual wellness
That's
products.
going to be the name of this podcast, too. Truckload of dildos.
And we get flagged.
And there we go.
Okay.
And, they're from California, from a vendor called Cal Exotics, and the founder is actually a huge advocate of women and sexual wellness products. So she's very supportive of your second season. And then the local company in Benson, Lovers Luxuries, they have given us 2 baskets that's valued over $300.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
And they're all about sexual wellness as well. And it's just, you have to get past the stigma then, and you kind of realize that there's a lot of products there that can really help a woman.
Well, it's true. I mean, you
Absolutely.
think about growing up, you never used the right words for the body parts.
Yeah.
Growing up as a kid, right?
Even as adults.
And then as adults, you
Yeah.
continue doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And so it kind of cements it in your, I guess, just in your vernacular. You like, there's no way you can actually use the
It's
right
almost
word.
a shame, kind of. What did you call it when you were little? The boys or the girls?
Well, I was raised to call it correct. So the penis and the vagina. So
wow.
it's probably,
Cynthia?
yeah.
Oh, we never talked about
Talking
that.
about nobody has any.
My
What are you talking
goodness.
about? They're all Barbie dolls.
Did you call it anything?
Wanker.
My dad called it a jigger. So
A jigger?
jigger. I don't understand why, but yes.
I would say dick.
little 2nd grade Cynthia saying dick. I love it.
She looks so innocent.
She just dropped the D bomb. What? That's so awesome.
That's what I'm going to call it.
Mom, I think I'm going to call this the dick. Wow, that's awesome.
Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, kind of curious. As a matter of, we'll throw that question out there on the podcast too, if you want to fill it in the comments. What'd you call him
Yeah.
when you were growing
That's a
up?
good survey.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
That is.
Just kind of curious
funny.
what's out there. What kind of names are out there?
Heard some interesting ones over the
my
years,
God.
right? Whip your vision into shape right there, yo, with Kugler Vision. We love that they're a supporter of our podcast.
Absolutely. They've got some great things that are happening on their website. If you haven't been there recently at kuglervision.com, it already was so user-friendly. If you'd thought about having any of the procedures done, and so many different procedures. It's not just one procedure, one size fits all. But interestingly, you'll find over 600 five-star patient reviews, which is amazing. The number
Right.
of people that are taking advantage and saying, you know what? 2020 is going to be my year. And I think there were a couple of them that were talking about making improvements, that 2020 is the year, right?
Yep.
That they're ready to go. And one of
Absolutely.
the first ones was vision.
I said what Gary said too. Dr. Kugler's office is amazing. They are amazing
is.
because you have cookies and they have delicious like flavored waters.
They
and,
do.
Oh, and then they're also great doctors too.
And that too, don't
Yeah.
forget. They said that the staff made the procedure a breeze. That's from Natalia. I especially enjoyed the surgery prep in a massage chair, covered
come
by a
on.
blanket, drinking some tea. I was relaxed, anxiety gone. I wish I'd done this years sooner. Now, to make it even simpler, you can text them. The number to text is 72000. You want to text C Omaha, 2 words, to 72000. I did that. And you will get back a response that will first ask you to confirm. So I text back yes. And then it sent me a link. And when you go to the page, it of course welcomes you. And then it's got some real quick questions about what it is that you're looking for. And then I got a follow-up phone call real quick. And super nice. Nicole called, and she's there just to make sure that you got the information you wanted. And if you had any further questions, she was there to help you out.
Get that consultation now at Kugler Vision. You can also go to kuglervision.com.
And tell them Pat and JT sent you. Oh my God. All right. So let's now kind of peel off here and talk about you guys. How long have you guys been friends?
Really, we met prior to the conference through a mutual friend.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really
She
hit it
introduced
off.
us.
Yeah, it was a really easy, when you meet people and it's just easy to connect with them.
Like you've
and-
always known them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you both from here originally?
No,
I am.
no.
Where are you from?
I'm from central Nebraska,
Where at?
Boone County, Cedar Rapids.
Very good. All right. So,
Yeah.
okay, your other lives in your regular day-to-day life, what do y'all do?
Yeah, so I have 2 different businesses. I consult with banks and financials on IT projects.
Nice.
In my business, Sync Up. And then my family owns Mary's Mountain Cookies.
Which
here
they're
in
delicious
Omaha.
cookies.
They're as big as your
Absolutely
face.
insane.
They are.
They're
They
so
are
good.
insane. They're a meal itself.
It's
You could
it's
have
disgusting.
a birthday cookie and share it with everybody.
but the
So
thing
good.
is that you don't want to share
Nope.
it.
Right.
No.
Because it
Oh,
tastes
they're
so good.
delish.
They are.
It's in
They're so, where
Rockbrook-
can you get those?
Rockbrook Village.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah,
They're very good.
Thank
All
you.
right. And Miss Cynthia.
Susan.
Or I'm Susan. Gosh, I'm looking right at her. And Susan.
You know what? I'm doing your second season full time. I'm really trying to make it work.
That's
And
awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's a big passion of mine. And I've put both feet in there. So
Yeah.
I'm looking for partners and sponsors and just really trying to make it work. So it's just a big need.
Yeah,
So-
I mean,
Exactly.
I haven't ever met anybody that's dove in so deeply, I would say, into a project like this that Susan has. And she reads, she's constantly reading and trying to understand what's happening and finding those experts for us to connect with. You're always on the
Yeah.
phone. You're always on the phone.
Right.
talking to
Well,
people and
recognizing
reaching
the
out.
absence. You think about how
huge
long
void.
it's been. I mean, people have constantly been like, I can't find anything. I don't know what's going on. What's going on with you? I don't know what's going on either. Nobody. Have you seen, there's a video I think it was on the 50 AF page that's on Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah, hilarious page. And there's a video. It's a skit. I'll tag you in
Okay.
it so you can see it because it talks. It's 2 women, and one of them all of a sudden, like, she starts forgetting things all the time, and one of her friends says, "Oh my God, is it perimenopause?"
Oh, I
She's
have seen that. That is
"Perimenopause?
hilarious.
Is it? I don't know. Is it? It can't be. Can it? It
Yes.
can be. Is it? And then it's her boss, and then it's her mother, and it's hilarious because she goes through all these little symptoms, having hot flashes. Oh my God, could it be perimenopause?
No, it
No,
can't be.
It can't
Yeah.
be. Is it? No, I'm the baby of the family. Are you? That's her mom. Are you? Yeah. I'm like, oh my God.
Kind of like, the 4th Street, Maple Street.
But it's true though, because it can hit, it's not confined to age is not
No.
the defining
No.
symptom. So
It's
what
different
I want
for
to say, it's not
everyone.
the thing that defines when it's going to start. You
Right.
just don't know. That's the trick. And so some start much earlier, but absolutely it's not even on their radar. It's like, why am I feeling all these things?
It's not on your radar.
Or
Yeah.
it'll come and go, right? You'll have a really bad period and then, you're fine for 6 months and nothing happens. And then next thing you know,
In general, it's just messed up. Like I feel it doesn't seem like it's fair. Obviously, women have it a lot worse than men do in 99% of things on this planet. But that just doesn't seem like it's even. It's messed up.
it's unusually
it's very-
cruel.
It really is.
Yeah.
Hormonally,
Yeah.
from the time you're like 10 to 12-ish,
Just
all hell
a
breaks.
show.
Everything is.
Total.
You get zits, you gain weight.
Well, guess what? And then when you get midlife, you get zits.
You get zits, you gain weight.
It just comes back around and just bites you that much harder.
You have 10 minutes where you look really hot. And you feel good.
All down.
You better
Gotta get a selfie.
cash the ticket right there.
Selfie. Your 10-minute selfie. Midlife selfie.
Exactly. Now you also though do Reiki.
Ah,
Yes,
Reiki master.
I do. Yeah, I do.
Undercover Reiki master.
I am. It's actually that energy healing and just healing and
Yes.
it's what I do.
It's amazing because we just got talking with Rihanna Mays, who also
right.
has a center here, and Pat's going to go see her next week,
Next Wednesday.
next Wednesday. But she's going to kind of be a regular for us just to come and talk about things that are going on. Like we just had the Mercury retrograde, and
Yes.
everybody
Right.
was eating
That
all
was
the
big.
M&Ms. And
Talk about a show.
That was big.
it was big, and it was like,
Lord.
that's what's going on. And how did you get started in that?
It's just something that's kind of weirdly, I can kind of see people's auras, and I can read very well, like when a person, if I kind of turn it on, if I'm paying
Yeah.
attention to it, I can kind of read the vibrations off of some people, and I just never really knew what it was. And then just as I got older, I'd run into more people, and they're like, you know what? It's kind of an energy healing of what's going on. And then I actually had two grandmothers, great grandmothers, who were in the healing industry as well, which
Wow.
I didn't even know about until I was talking to somebody, and they're like, do you have any past relations with anybody in the healing aspects of your life? And I'm like, I don't think so. Then I talked to my mom. She's like, oh yeah, your two great grandmothers.
Wow, that's weird. That's
Yeah,
creepy.
it's-
Yeah.
What did they
so-
do?
They were more Christians,
Okay.
and they would lay their hands on
Yeah.
people. And so my great grandmother, she said that she ran Washington, and the senators would like send her things, and she would pray over them. And then my other great grandmother was in New York City, and she was a Christian Scientist healer. Well, so anyhow,
That's crazy that you just found that out after you experienced it for yourself. You didn't even know that about your
I
family.
did.
That's
And somebody
that's
asked me, they're
interesting.
like, you're kind of a healer, right? Because you're kind of seeing all this and kind of put the, dots together. So then I started researching it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go see what it's all about. And so I actually went to go see this particular woman in Omaha, and she's like, yeah, you have the gift. And so I just honed it. Yeah. It's interesting. I don't talk about it very often, but yeah, it is something that, like, I can see you right now. And turning it on.
please.
Ooh, what
please.
color is she? What color is
Please
she?
tell us.
Yeah.
Don't
Please.
tell me it's
Well, you know,
black.
so-
Please don't tell me it's black.
I know. Is that bad?
Spill the
Is that
tea.
bad?
Let's go.
Well, so this is pretty
done.
funny. So I was actually in the store, and this my boyfriend is always like, "You look great in purple," right? And I never considered that color for me. And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." So this lady, she could read auras, and she goes, "Your aura is purple."
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's probably
interesting.
good.
Yeah.
Shoot for purple.
Yeah,
Shoot
right.
for
I'm
purple.
shooting for purple.
Yeah. Well, and the different colors mean, things.
She's trying to
But you have
soften the blow.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. No. No. But you have just like, it's like a yellowish gold, and it's kind of emitting right now. So
What does that mean?
Money. It's probably money
hope it's
related.
money.
Is it money, really?
Yeah.
It is. Oh, it's honey. Or
Please.
sunshine. I'll go with sunshine
Harmony.
too right now.
Harmony.
I'll go with that.
What's Cynthia's?
Harmony. Oh God. No, I had no antioxidants. I'm not going to have a color either.
you know what? Yeah.
Jaundice.
I'm a girl.
She's jaundice. Her aura is jaundice.
My yellow is
Is that what my yellow is? Wait a minute.
Is everybody's kidneys failing?
No.
Okay. Oh my God. I'm just
No,
wondering.
I've just seen it. Just it's a there's a gold
Does it like
hue
move?
around
Does it
you. I
look
can
like
see it.
like when you see the northern lights and they kind of move? And is that what aura looks like?
Well, it vibrates.
Does it look like the northern
Yeah.
lights?
Does it? Kind of like it vibrates. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Pat's tie-dyed?
Mine's just cheese. What is my aura?
Sharp
Where's my-
cheddar.
Susan, what's my aura?
Well, it's so funny because it's like, okay, I was not
she
prepared
sees
for this,
something now.
but yeah, and it's just interesting. It's just because I just don't like to do this publicly.
Okay, let me ask you this. So, what would be considered if you saw an aura? What would make you go,
Well, as I said, it's more like aura, the aura and the vibration. But so I see like a tightness sometimes, and that's where I'm like, okay, stop. Or there's a darker shade.
Yeah.
Makes me stop.
And because darker shades usually mean what? Like what is a dark?
There's a darkness to them.
Like
there's
like a
hiding,
secret or hiding
there's
or whatever.
sinister. There's
Am I dark? Am I dark? Is that why
No,
you're shutting
no.
down? You're making me nervous.
I guarantee you, if she'd seen that last year, she wouldn't have come back.
So you have a teal kind of color around
I
you.
had
Or
a
it's coming-
teal.
and it's
I
coming
had a
off.
teal Geostorm when I was 16 years
There you
old.
go. There you go.
And I loved that car. I did. So it's teal, like a teal.
Yeah, it's kind of like a tealish.
So what does that mean?
And it comes off like about a couple inches, and that's like yours. It just kind of comes off a couple inches.
What does teal
And,
mean?
and so yours is right here.
I'm gonna Google what teal means. I'm nervous now.
He's
Can I Google
Googling
what teal means? Or is it like your
teal?
Just
Teal aura.
The color.
your color.
Oh God, she doesn't have a word
No.
for it.
No, you know what? I would say right now it's more like a light brownish.
See, I'm dying.
You got
You're not dying, honey. You're not dying.
Is Cynthia dying? You got to tell her she dying. She
You
okay?
have said tan.
Tan.
tan. Yes, it's tan. It's tan. Light brown.
So anyhow, it's just interesting.
So I found this on I don't know
you spell it right?
aura.org.
Are you sure?
AURA.
Okay.
A turquoise aura symbolizes intuition, feeling, and knowingness. It represents an unconsciousness, which I don't know what that. Anyway, the color focuses on feelings of sympathy and empathy, and the serenity and peacefulness. When your aura radiates the color turquoise, it means you have achieved a state of calmness and tranquility in your life.
Something's wrong there. Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
that's effed up. No, but I do. I feel very calm in
Can
my
I look
life
at yellow?
now. Oh, here we go.
See, Pat's in
don't
his
look
element
tan
right
up,
now.
'cause it's
You can
bad.
totally tell Pat is in his element. He's got a relaxation about him.
Yeah.
You're more of an entertainer. You more kind of take care of the situation.
I have to tee it up.
Yeah.
That's my job, is to tee it up.
This is a yellow aura. Typically means something positive.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think she just looked up tan. Did you just look
Well,
up
and
brown?
it just relates to
She
her
looks-
life.
Are you dying?
Don't look it up.
I'm like
Okay, I
getting
won't
all
look it up.
sweaty. I just do not like to do this in public.
Don't look it up.
Dripping.
Well, and it's probably because there's a lot of. I mean, you're thinking about opening the second
A second
store.
store.
Some stress going on.
Lots of stress.
and you don't know if you should or not. The little discouragement. So yeah.
That, I can understand that. I'll do mine again.
Yours is. Okay, I'm sorry. I looked that up. Sorry.
He couldn't resist.
I couldn't help it.
Tell him no. He doesn't.
Yellow typically means something very positive. Every color in a person's aura are a basic or meaning whatever. Yeah, very positive, emotional.
I could see that. So that's what you're trying to do right now, right?
Spiritual
so when
freedom.
I would flub up, you would be the person to rescue that. So just in
Okay.
the podcast, I can totally see that's what's going on. You're bringing a positive atmosphere, and that's probably who you are in the podcast arena. So.
It always worked, I guess, best that way. I'm a great wingman.
Yeah, I could see that. But I mean, I'm just saying though, you're like
That's interesting.
when I said,
Brown.
I mean, you're just like, you recovered, like, we're not going to use that, and it's just,
Pat's gonna edit
you
that.
took care of me. It's just
out.
yeah.
Let it. We're
But
good.
I'm just saying though, and so it's just weird.
Got it.
It's a weird thing I have. I don't.
But it's
Like I said.
it's really
interesting,
cool because I
though.
think everybody that not makes fun of it but doesn't understand it wishes they did understand it because it's very interesting.
The response we've gotten with Elizabeth. See, I was thinking Elizabeth Meyer. 'Cause she's
Right.
another
I was
one
like,
too.
that's
That,
not her
Elizabeth,
name.
Rihanna, and he calls her Rihanna. But anyway,
I mean, it's not even fair to
Elizabeth
spell the
Meyer is
exact
another
same.
one. If you know Andy Myers.
Yeah.
Psychic,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Andy's
yeah,
sister
yeah,
Elizabeth.
psychic, yeah.
She's I've sat with her before, and she doesn't touch, but she can, like, if I'd close my eyes at one point in my life, when I close my eyes, I see red. And I was like, it was a really high stress time. And I sat with her on the couch and at the old place where we were, and she just, like, 5 or 10 minutes, just keep your eyes shut, breathe. be aware of your breathing and don't open your eyes. And so she was focused on me. And before I knew it, it was just like all of a sudden everything when my eyes were shut, it turned white. And I was like,
Well, that's your energy. And she was manipulating the energy through her
Yeah.
energy levels. Yeah.
yeah, changed the way I felt. I mean, like I could stand up straight. It was just
and it
like,
just makes sense because if we're all energy anyway, that's what we all are.
We
so
are.
why doesn't it make sense for people
To see
that
it?
it doesn't, and not only to see it, but to be able to manipulate it, fix it, help people find their correct energy, get bad energy out of the way. It just makes sense.
And it is interesting because it's so funny. It's like, okay, I'm coming out as an energy healer because it is not received very well at all. And
Skeptics.
but it is part of a gift that I have. And so so you can manipulate it. And sometimes especially with Reiki, you can find out where there's like the energy gets a block.
Like a
and so
block.
the energy kind of gets a little stiffer and you can feel that. And so if you just kind of keep it there, it will release.
That's
so like right
crazy.
now, just me, I can feel the energies within my hand if I wanted to.
well,
But I have to be,
she's lending.
Touch the brown. You're touching the brown energy right now.
she needs to, we need to.
You need to move that around.
I'm not gonna let her leave till she does the treatment.
Make this go away. Yeah. But you think about the way that it's received right now is basically because of lack of education. You know, the people aren't familiar with it, and that's how people act about the unknown. Same way with
Your second
menopause,
season.
your second
Yes.
season.
Yes.
You go back 20, 30, 40, think about in the 50s, in the 50s, 60s, even at 70s. I mean, even then, it was just like, zip it, don't talk about it, just deal with it. You know, and there was no...
Trying to break that open.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
So it's slowly, the worm is turning.
We're hoping.
Slowly. Yes.
hoping so.
I love it. I think that's great. But you guys do a great job.
Yeah, and we're glad you guys were able
Yeah.
to stick around today and hang out with us on ours.
Yes,
Appreciate it
thank
on our
you.
podcast.
I know we like your podcast too.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
just
you.
part of the morning
It's
deal.
just kind of like, it's real random. I really don't know what's going to happen.
Very random.
I know, but it's timely. It's always interesting, and you bring lots of cool people on.
We love doing that. That's the one thing that's more than
fun.
anything is bringing in people, especially it seems like everybody local. It's just kind of fun just to expose what's going on, other things that are happening. We got some great ones this weekend. They were great and some and still coming. As a matter of fact, as we speak, this is airing on
Sunday,
right? So Tuesday, we have an old friend who his name is John McLaughlin. He's a singer and he's been to Omaha several times. And boy, that had been 10, 12,
Oh my gosh, if not
15
more.
years ago.
Oh, if not more.
When he first came on the scene. And he was an opening act in his first album.
was in the movie
I
and
was
he-
still on MySpace.
Yeah, and
I know when his first album came out.
Yeah, it was OG. It was a long time ago. He's been up for an Oscar. He's won. He was on the movie Enchanted. I'm sure you recognize his music.
Yeah.
he's incredible.
His music's been used on a lot of TV shows.
a ton.
Yeah.
and he's going to be in town next week at the waiting room. So we're going to have him on
that's
on
awesome.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
And he's super awesome.
We love doing this stuff.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, back to your website. So it's yoursecondseason.com,
Yes.
Facebook page. And if you're wondering if you got the right place, it's got a really pretty purple umbrella.
It does.
Purple. Did you even think about that?
I did not. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
There you go.
With the brown handle.
There are no handles on that brown handle.
She's a wonderful brown hand.
Cynthia is everybody's brown handle.
I seriously could not do this podcast if it was not for Cynthia. Seriously, she brings a great element to the whole thing. So,
You guys are a
that's
great,
so
you're a
sweet.
great compliment to each other.
Yeah.
well, that's what we hear. Yeah,
It's fun hanging with you.
she knows how to go under. and I play and I feed on it all the time.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And all right, so the event is coming up on the 27th.
March 27th.
And check out their podcast.
And
Your
link
Second
below
Season.
for the link to your guys' website, podcast, and the event.
Yes,
I-
absolutely.
And the toys.
You guys, and of course, and the toys.
Oh, you have to come for the
We're going
swag
to
bag.
change
We're
the
gonna have a
wording
trunk
from
sale.
toys
I'm
to
sorry.
products.
Products.
Yes.
Products, trunk full of products.
Yes.
Link down below.
Could have a trunk sale.
Trunk sale, pop up trunk sale. All right, thanks, guys. It's Pat and JT, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thanks for listening.